we are doing reading this week for the day we come back from spring break, which is April. It's Tuesday, April, let's see, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Hold on, let me see. Tuesday, April 6th. Tuesday, April 6th. We're doing reading for the week of Tuesday, April 6th, okay? All right, so here's what we're doing. Night and day. What can you see in the sky? What do you see in the sky when it's light out, when it's daytime? Sometimes clouds, sometimes the sun. What do you see at nighttime? Stars or falling stars. Sometimes the planets, right? Okay. There we go. Let's see, let's turn it up.
Up in the sky. What can you see in the sky? What do you see when you look up in the sky? Watch as the sky changes throughout the day. You'll see the sun rise in the east early in the morning. Sometimes the sky is filled with clouds. The wind moves the clouds and the sky changes. Sometimes there are so many clouds that they cover up the sun. At the end of the day, the sun sets in the west and the sky fades from bright to dark. Night comes. Then you can see the moon move across the sky. From day to day, the moon looks like it changes its shape. When it is perfectly round, we call it a full moon. What else can you discover in the sky?
Okay. So the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. It looks like the moon is moving across the sky. Sometimes the moon is round. It's always round. But depending on where the sun reflection, the light hits it, is how much of it we can see. So it's always round, but sometimes to us it looks just like a sliver or a piece of the moon. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I want you to listen to this.
This is how the Earth and the moon look from space. How much of the moon we can actually see changes from day to day.
Okay, so there's just a little bit of light on it. It's still there. It's still a big ball like this, but we can only see the lit part, the part that's lit up. So sometimes it looks like this, and sometimes it's a full moon.
On a clear night, you can see hundreds of stars just by looking up at the sky. Telescopes help us see objects in the sky and learn even more about space.
That would be so cool to look through that great big telescope, wouldn't it?
High-powered telescopes can show us galaxies of stars far, far away.
Cool. Okay. These are our words to know, okay? Observe. Observe. If you observe something, you study it, you watch it. Observe. Vast. Vast means a great big area. Great big area. The sky in the galaxy is a vast place, great big area. Certain means it's going to happen, or certain, it's for sure. Remained means stayed. Remained, I remained in my seat. I stayed in my seat. Thoughtful. Thoughtful. If you're thoughtful, you think of others. Those are vocabulary words to know. Another, climb, the B is silent, climb, full, like full moon, great has the word eat. As you can tell, I always say it's great to eat. That way I remember how to spell great, has the word eat. Poor, you don't have any money. Or if you're crying, you might say, poor Jenny. Through, go through the door. Leaped, a big jump. And stretched, like stretch your body out. Okay? All right? I do kind of need... Let's see. See if we can get that to come up. Okay, this is what we need. These are going to have some vocabulary words in it, okay? Why the sun and the moon are in the sky. We'll make that bigger and you can listen.
Why the Sun and Moon Are in the Sky. A retelling of a Nigerian folktale. How do you think the sun and moon got into the sky? This folktale offers an explanation. Long, long ago, the sun and moon lived on Earth and
Do you remember that a folktale is a story that's been told over and over again over the years, right? Okay, but also a lot of times folktales explain how something came to be. They're not real. This is a make-believe story about how the sun and the moon got into the sky.
shared a home on top of a hill. From their home, they were able to observe the vast sea. Every morning and
Vast
evening,
means big
the
sea.
sun and moon left their home to visit their good friend, the sea, and her family. The sea had a large family. Among her children were dolphins, whales, seals, and schools of fish. All of these creatures called the sea Mother, and she never went anywhere without them. One morning, while the sun and moon were visiting the sea, they had the same idea. "Dear friend, each morning and evening we visit you," Sun said. "Yes," added Moon. "Now we would like to invite you to our home. Will you come to visit us?"
They want the sea to go to their house to visit. I don't know how they're going to do that, do you?
"How very thoughtful of you to invite me to your home," replied the sea. "Of course I would like to visit you. However, I never go anywhere without all my children, and I fear that your house is too small." The sun and moon looked up at their small house. They thought about how big the sea was and how many children she had. "We shall build a new house," said Sun. "Yes," added Moon. "We will build a larger house so that you and all your children can visit us." So the sun and moon built a very large house. Their new house was so huge that it covered the entire top of the hill. In fact, it was the most enormous house that the sun and moon had ever seen.
We can tell this is make-believe, right?
As soon as their house was completed, the sun and moon went to the sea. "Our new house is finished. We are certain that it is large enough for you and your children to visit us," said the sun. "Please come and visit us tomorrow," said the moon. The next day, The sea and her entire family arrived at the sun and moon's new house. The sea asked, "May we come in?" The sun and moon replied, "Yes, dear friend, do come in." So the sea flowed in with some of her children, including small fish, large fish, spotted fish, striped fish, and some beautiful creatures with shells. Soon the floor was covered with nearly 2 feet of water, and the sun and moon were standing on top of a table. As the sea kept flowing in with more creatures, she asked the sun and moon, "Should we continue to come in?" And the sun and moon replied, "Yes, dear friend, do come in."
Whoa, that's a lot of people in there, or a lot of animals.
The sea kept pouring in with more of her children: sharks, stingrays, dolphins, seals, and a giant whale.
Look at the big whale.
Now the sea and her family flowed above the tables, and the sun and moon had to climb on top of their roof. The sea kept asking, "Should we continue to come in?" The sun and moon did not wish to be rude. They replied, "Yes, dear friend, do come in." As the sea flowed in with more of her children, she filled the house to the ceiling. The sun and moon had nowhere else to climb. Their whole house was under water. So they flew up into the sky. And there they have remained to this very day, watching over their good friend, the sea, and all her children.
So, that was an old make-believe story about how the sun and the moon got to be in the sky. And we know that's make-believe, right? But they didn't want to be rude, so they kept telling the sea, "Yes, come in, come in, come in." So the sea kept getting higher and higher and higher, so they had to keep getting higher and higher also. Okay. If you will get out your small reading book, and turn to page 136 and 137 for today, that would be awesome. Okay. Words to know. Another. These are going to be on your ring. Well, I guess not for you guys, but you do need to know these words. Another. Will another cloud cover the sun? Climb. That cat can climb a tree quickly. Guys, I'm getting a very important phone call that I have to take. I'll be right back. Hello? Hi. Oh. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Progressive. All right, I'll probably just stick with, they already have somebody coming out tomorrow, so. But I appreciate your time. Yeah, they have Safe Flight coming out tomorrow. I just wanted to see if you guys would be cheaper. All right, but thank you for your time. Bye. Okay, I'm sorry. That was very, very, very important. And I can't stop it because then I have to restart the whole thing. Okay, climb. That cat can climb a tree quickly. Climb. The bee is silent. Full. There is a full moon out tonight. Great. It is a great day for a picnic. Poor. My poor dog got wet in the rain. Through. Can you see the man through the fog? Leaped. The frog leaped into the lake. Big jump. Stretched. The rainbow stretched out across the sky. Okay. Last week we worked on AR words. This week we're going to be working on E-R-I-R-U-R, and O-R. E-R says I-R says U-R says and O-R says, it can say but sometimes it says or, okay? Girl, dirt, hurt, her, worked, third, turns, verb, first, shirt, word, nurse. Did that burst of thunder wake Herb? Herb woke up first and turned over. Bird, fern, world, herself, her, surprised, better, turned, and first. Read those 2 pages several times this week, okay? All right, a bird named Fern, page 140. What can you see in the sky? Read how a bird named Fern learns about clouds. A bird named Fern. Little Fern was always full of questions. She wanted to know about everything in the world. One day, Fern saw something up in the sky. What is that big white boat doing in the sky? She asked herself. I want to find out. It's a cloud, isn't it? It would be great, important word, to ride on that big white boat, Fern said. So she stretched her wings and took off. Fern's wings helped her climb up, up, up. But when she got close to the boat, she was surprised. The boat looked like a fluffy bed. Fern was sleepy and wanted to rest, so she leaped on the bed. But she fell right through it. Yeah, it was just a cloud. It's made of water vapor. I see another bed, said Fern. I will try to land on that one. But the same thing happened again. I'd better go home, cried Fern. Maybe Mom and Dad can explain this. So Fern began to fly home. As she did, the beds turned dark gray. When a cloud turns dark gray, what is about ready to happen? Yep, rain. Then it started to rain. Poor Fern was soaked when she got home. Where were you? Asked Mom and Dad. Fern told them all about her trip. First we will dry you off, said Mom. Then we will teach you about clouds, added Dad. And that is what they did. What did the clouds look like to Fern? A bow and then a bed, right? Okay, cause and effect. Cause and effect. A cause is what makes something happen in a story. So because the little bird thought she saw a boat in the sky, what happened? What was the effect? She flew up there to jump in it, to take a ride in it. Because she thought the clouds looked like a bed, she tried to lay in it. So cause means why something happens, and effect means what happens, okay? You guys do cause and effect all day long. Because you drop your pencil, what happens? You pick it up. Because you're hungry, what happens? You eat. Okay? Cause. Fern wanted to ride on the big white boat, so what happened? The effect. Fern stretched her wings and took off. Because the boat looked like a fluffy bed up close, what happened? Fern was surprised. Because it started to rain, Fern got soaked. So cause is why, effect is what. Okay, I answered the question. Why couldn't Fern ride on the boat in the sky or lie on the beds? And how do you know? When we answer a question, we use a complete sentence to start with. Fern couldn't ride on the boat because it was a cloud. Use describing words. Fern could not lie on the fluffy beds because they were also clouds. When Fern tried to lie on the clouds, she fell through them. So what word describes the clouds? Fluffy. I know they were clouds because the ship and beds look like clouds in the pictures. They are white, puffy, and in the sky. Describing words. At the end, Fern's dad said he would teach her about clouds. This is a clue that the bed and the boat are clouds. Okay, now, bear with me. Now you're going to need your big No, now you're going to need your turn practice book. Your turn practice book. Okay, it's not that one. It is page 211. There we go. There we go. No, that's not it. Oh, I know what's happening. Oh yeah, I know what's happening. I have to look ahead more. Okay, your turn practice book, page 223. 223. The N sound you hear in fur can be spelled E-R, I-R, U-R, and O-R as in word. Read the words. Listen for the sound at the end of fur. Circle the word that names the picture. That's a worm. You're going to circle worm. Okay? So you're going to do this page. Down here, use the words in the box. You're going to do the back. Draw a line to match the sentence to the picture. And then you're going to need page 226. 226 for Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and do Wednesdays with you. So we are going to read the story in your big reading book. We're going to read the story in your big reading book. And that is going to be on page 162. What can you see in the sky? Kitten's first full moon. 162. Kitten's first full moon. 162. Okay, you're going to be on page 164 now. This page, okay? You point and I'm going to read, and we're going to stop and fill this in. Cause and effect. Cause means why something happens. Effect means what? Okay? It was Kitten's first full moon. When she saw it, she thought, there's a little bowl of milk in the sky, and she wanted it. So what did she think it was? a little bowl of milk, right? Way up in the sky. She really wanted it badly. So let's add those details to our cause and effect. Because Kitten thinks the moon is a bowl of milk, so we're going to write Kitten thinks the moon is a ball of, not ball, I'm sorry, a bowl of milk because Kitten thinks the moon is a bowl of milk. What happens? She wants it. Because she thinks it's a bowl of milk, she wants it. So the cause and effect. Cause is why and effect is what. So because she saw that as a bowl of milk, she thought it was a bowl of milk, she wants it. Okay, next page. So she closed her eyes and stretched her neck and opened her mouth and licked. She closed her eyes and stretched her neck. She opened her mouth and licked. But Kitten only ended up with a bug on her tongue. Poor Kitten. So, because she wanted it, what happened? She stretched out her neck and licked. Because she stretched out her neck and licked, what happened? The what is she got a bug, right? Page 168. Still, there was the little bowl of milk just waiting. Turn the page. So she pulled herself together and wiggled her bottom and sprang from the top step of the porch. But Kitten only tumbled, bumping her nose and banging her ear and pinching her tail. Poor Kitten. So because the bowl of milk is still waiting, because the bowl of milk is still waiting, what happens? She chases or tries to jump. She chases the moon and she falls, right? So because she thinks the milk is still waiting, what happens? She jumps and she falls. She chases the moon. 172. Still, there was the little bowl of milk just waiting. Turn the page. So she chased it down the sidewalk, through the garden, past the field, and by the pond. But Kitten never seemed to get closer. Poor Kitten. Still, there was the little bowl of milk just waiting. Turn the page. So she ran to the tallest tree she could find, and she climbed and climbed and climbed to the very top. But Kitten still couldn't reach the bowl of milk, and now she was scared. Poor Kitten. What could she do? She's on top of a tree and she's scared. Why is she scared? What was the cause? She's scared. Why? Because she's on top of a tree. Then in the pond, Kitten saw another bowl of milk, and it was bigger. What a night. On page 180 and 181, does she really see another bowl of milk? No, it's just the reflection of the moon, right? But it looks much bigger than the real moon in the sky. So she raced down the tree and raced through the grass and raced to the edge of the pond and leaped in with all of her might. Leap means took a great big jump. Poor kitten, she was wet and sad and tired and hungry. Why was she wet and sad and tired and hungry? Because she had been chasing the moon and leaping into the water. Turn the page. So she went back home. How do you think she's feeling? What's her point of view? Sad and frustrated, right? And there was a great big bowl of milk on the porch. Now what's her point of view? She's happy, right? After all that, she did get a bowl of milk. Just waiting for her. Lucky kitten. Okay, I want you to read that story a few more times to your parents. Okay? All right, so we just did on video Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday's reading work for April, because we don't school on Monday, April 5th. So Tuesday, April 6th, and Wednesday, April 7th, okay? So if you get those things done by Thursday, that'd be great. On Thursday, you are going to read a bunny wish, answer the questions on 229. You're going to do page 230. Have your parents help with that. Shades of meaning are small differences in the meaning between similar words. Max is very wet. Is Max soaked or damp? Very wet means soaked. Damp just means a little bit wet. Tess is giving the dog some food. Is Tess pouring or spilling the food? If you give the dog some food, you're pouring the food. Kate thinks the party is great. Does Kate think the party is good or wonderful? Great means wonderful, doesn't it? Okay. 231, fill in the words there. That could be on Thursday. 232, you're going to add ER to those base words. That is on Thursday. And then Friday, circle the caption that tells about the picture. Circle the caption that tells about the picture. Captions are short descriptions that tell more about a picture. And then you can X out 234. You can X out 234. Okay? So I kind of explained how to do all those workbook pages. I will do a separate video on the comprehension sheet. But basically you just got reading for the whole week. Except you also need to read in your big reading book. You also need to read The Moon on page 196. It's right after that kitty story, The Moon. Read the story, The Moon. Read it several times. Okay? All right, if you need any of us, just get a hold of us and we'll help you out, or we'll Zoom with you if you don't understand something. Okay? I will do a separate video for the weekly assessment and the comprehension test. All right. That's really your reading for the week. Read, read, read.